Hi everybody, welcome back to the channel. So I'm going to try something today with this Venus star point, and I'm going to bring that energy to Avalon. So I'm in a really big phase of learning. Like I say, I'm back in page now. And what I'm being shown, I'm not going to speak too deeply into this. What I'm being shown is actually I've been on a 2-year journey with Venus. So there's like this little graduation going on at the moment where it's like, now I'm okay to bring her. It's that kind of feeling. So I'm going to join these together because I think the rise of Avalon is bringing in this. So we have lots of notes, and I've shuffled 3 decks and noticed that no cards have come out yet. So I'm going to get into the speaking and see what comes through. So, welcome new subs. I see you coming in. Wow, wow, wow. Yeah, fabulous. So the rise of Avalon 3, the Venus Cazimi star point. Cazimi is like kiss-a-me. It's the Venus kiss with the sun happening on the 22nd of October. And I'm also, sorry, is it Time Traveler? Did you ask me about meditation? So I don't have the space to record meditations at the moment, but I'm going to put in the description box a recorded meditation that I did. And it's a cosmic heart meditation, which rather speaks to Venus. I'm going to put that in the description box if anybody wants some chill time. Thanks, Time Traveler, good shout. Here we go. So eclipse and Venus star point in Scorpio. Just bringing that energy in. If you can hear that, that's the gardener. And the words I captured were trading peace for truth, where peace is a synonym for fear-based avoidance. Venus brings the flower of life blueprint. Let me explain this. So the flower of life is the feminine. And when you start putting straight lines into this, you birth the masculine. So all the platonic solids, straight lines, masculine, creative principle, is birthed from the feminine. And here we have the origin of creation. So the masculine is birthed from the feminine. And that's a really important message there. So all the platonic solids, the pentagram, Venus's pentagram is contained in here. So Venus brings the flower of life blueprint, which is encoded into all of us. She wants to learn anew the essence of creating. She wants us to learn anew the essence of creative abundance that is possible. She wants us to understand what abundance is when it is cut free from critical, punishing mind. So yesterday I was talking about, or Monday I was talking about, we cannot conceive yet of the abundance. And I'm not talking about volume and mass. I'm talking about creating from a free mind. That's the part that I haven't been able to narrate. So the essence of creative abundance, free from the punishing critical mind, is It's a different kettle of fish altogether. I've been talking about an abundance we can barely conceive of, and this is it. It's an abundance that comes from a free mind. So let's look at what blocks us. And here are some common self-defeating thoughts. And I've literally just copy and pasted these from the internet because I don't want to drill into. They are very, very common. And remember, where energy goes, life flows. So whatever part of this we give energy to, she will build it. It's like the birds dropping seeds into my garden. It will just grow. It doesn't think about whether it can or not. It doesn't think about the aesthetic that it is ruining on a human level, on a piece of lawn. It just seeds. There's no thought. This is the creation from a free mind. So fear and rejection, fear and the rejection wound, and Five of Cups screams to me as a big wound in the collective. Five of Cups speaks to being left out, locked out, rejection. Why didn't it work for me? It's a debilitating energy and it's so common. Okay, so we often talk ourselves out of doing something because we fear the rejection or the failure, or being seen as foolish. So that's the judgment of being unique. That's the judgment of what happens when my flag goes up, my freak flag. What happens when I raise that flag? Sometimes we even fear success. I think I've spoken about this on the Chrissy channel. We fear success. And again, this is, can we conceive? So building that flower by stepping into, ooh, what if? Remember, I think for the last 3 or 4 months, I've been saying, what if it all lands at once? And when we manifest from our natural self, from our flower of life, it will all land at once. So it's a return to nature. Time and money. We use time and money as excuses not to take advantage of opportunities that will improve our lives. But we can spend money on frivolous or material things instead. So that's speaking to Two of Cups, and what are we really committed to? And if we're so committed to birthing this seed, are we willing to sacrifice all our subscriptions? Not watch telly for 3 months. Okay. It's just an example. I'm not telling you to do anything here. Lack of self-worth. Here we go. The inner critic and the imposter. Deep down, we may not believe that we deserve love, success, prosperity, abundance in any form because we've grown up in lack, poverty. That's the blueprint. So we have to, we are rebirthing the reseeding blueprints here. This could be conscious or unconscious belief. It's hereditary, it's ancestral. The need for perfection. Okay, we tell ourselves a state of perfection needs to be achieved before we take that step, and full energy doesn't care. Full leaps. We tell ourselves that we are not good enough, don't know enough. Okay, so that's the ego not willing, that's the 8 not willing to let go and give itself over to the 9, dissolve into the 9, become the humanitarian from the knowledgeable one. Let go of the teacher and become a humanitarian where I'm needed. We tell ourselves we're not good enough, don't know enough. Perfection. Resentment, resenting rich and successful people. Now, I saw this come through a couple of months ago. This was in the field. And this is the compete, compare. It basically comes from insecurity. And I can't remember who said it, but somebody, and there is a book, Follow Your Envy. So where you get triggered in envy, follow that light, because that's in you. So that will be a part of you that wants it, but can't quite manifest it. You've got to push through that. Push through that. So we look at rich and successful people and waste time resenting them. But that's in you. If it triggers you in any way, it's in you. Ooh. Small-mindedness. This is the limitation of the idea of what we could make of ourselves, and as a result, we aim too low. Again, this is perception is deception, and perception is reality, and both are true. I think I said last year as well, dream big and then go bigger. Because there's no limit to this. Okay, let's boil it down to a vegetable. Has anybody ever grown squash? I've grown squash. And you plant one seed and a squash grows. And out of that squash, you get 100 seeds. That's enough food to feed many, many people. And so nature doesn't limit herself. She goes, bleh. Is it? Okay, it's abundance feeling, abundance thinking. But we limit abundance with this, God, this is a horrible sticky energy here. It's like a religious energy. It's a pious energy that talks about greed, not to be greedy, not to want too much. But it's not an uplifting, empowering guidance note. It's a debilitating, feeding, it's filthy energy. It basically says you're not good enough, stop wishing. Okay. Environment. So I've covered lack. So sometimes we focus on lack and what is lacking. And where energy goes, life flows. So send that signal out to an abundant universe that I'm focusing on what I don't have. And what will it send you? This is physics. You will attract the same thing. And this is where we've been learning these last couple of years to really turn our mind to, but I have this, and I'm loved, and I'm supported, and really giving energy to actually, what do you have? What do you have in your life? What is wonderful already? I can see. There are people that can't see. I can hear. You know? Yeah. Gratitude for the 5 senses. There's the pentagram. The 5 senses create. Yeah. And that will ask you to audit what the negative influences are around you. And that will challenge you to maybe make some very big choices about relationships. You know, we've got the Kazemi moving into Libra. That will take a while, but the first touch point is the 22nd of October. And Venus, Libra, heading straight into a Scorpio eclipse, then heading straight into a Mars retrograde. They're all the ingredients for big change. Okay. It could look like a food fight. Lack of inner guidance. This is a big one. This is how we second guess our intuition. And the only way that we can develop and strengthen our intuition is to learn to get it right and learn to be with when we get it wrong. Get up on that mountain, go King of Swords, and really clean it up. What did I do? What did I learn? What did I unlearn? So this is transcending the emotional body that can pull us into limitedness. We're adulting globally. That's what's happening. We're adulting. So lack of inner guidance, unwilling to do what it takes to change or move forward because we do not always follow our heart or listen to our intuition as much as we could, and also speaks to parenting. So again, this is the ancestral wound, you know, and Scorpio is not going to be light with us this year. This is game-changing scorpionic energy. So how were you parented, and where are you teaching yourself to reparent yourself? Because if the parent didn't support the child to play, mess it up, fall over, and get back up all on its own, the child won't have that blueprint of bravery and courage and explorer energy. Child will be fearful of getting it wrong. Narcissism, I mean, that covers the whole thing. Narcissism, no room to get it wrong. No room to get it wrong. Too busy, lazy. This is a big one. Not willing to acknowledge our truth about hidden behaviors and therefore keep ourselves too busy or scattered. I've worked with some amazing souls who have come in very busy, doing this, doing that for the community, give. And when we strip away the personality, what's left is this exhausted ego and a soul begging for connection. So look at busy. There's a beautiful thing I do sometimes with clients is we do a time audit. So we do 24 times 7, that gives you the week in hours. And then you take off sleep times 7 days, roughly. You take off work times 7 days, roughly. And what you'll see is the time that's left is time to literally build another business. Tons of time left. It's an illusion. All right. So here are some additional thoughts that came to me, that have been coming to me since I discovered this star point. Don't stumble, navigate. Now, what do I mean? That is going to be the difference between bumbling along, thinking that we are trusting our intuition, but actually not being conscious enough to notice the subconscious narratives that are running us. So this is a time of great audit. And if anybody can audit Scorpio, that scrutinizing eye. What did I just do to myself? Rather than, it was your fault, you messed that up for me. That messed that up for me. What happened to me in that? Navigate is a very different energy, fully conscious. But I want to go over there. My mind is pulling me over there towards fear and fear, right? So fear at a cellular level pulls in adrenaline and cortisol and shrinks the cell, okay, limiting, inhibiting its ability to expand and let photonic light in. That's the physics of cleaning ourselves up at a cellular level to imbibe more light. Okay, this has nothing to do with unicorns and fairies. And I love your unicorns and fairies. I need to caveat that. I do love unicorns and fairies, but this isn't the love and light New Age message. This is the physics of what happens at a cellular level when we live in fear. We shrink and our ability to imbibe light is restricted. So this feels like 0 point rebirth. It's like learn the flower of life. It's that. I can only bring it as I get it. So, all right, don't stumble, navigate, be fully conscious. Every decision, every movement, every friend, every phone call, every email. At least just for Scorpio season, be that conscious because you'll see the patterns in your own behavior that might be hidden, you know, the blind spot. So the eclipse will bring something hidden into sharp contrast, a truth that's been hidden to do with love and relationships, healthy or unhealthy, nourishing or vampiric. That will all happen in the house of Scorpio. Venus is asking, what is my relationship with love and intimacy? Write something on that. How do I attach? So what is my attachment style? Do some research on Bowlby. Bowlby pioneered the attachment style psychology. It's all to do with parenting. Do I walk my own path or do I choose to get involved in others' drama? Do I stumble or do I navigate? How am I loved by others and what generally are the character types that I attract? What is hidden in me running like a silent program to do with how I love myself and how I'm loved by others? What do I look like as a confident, empowered soul in the world? And how does that make me feel? So again, that 5, the pentagram, is about dynamic change. It wants us to, oh, don't blow my mind. That's something for another day. It wants to trigger change, to allow ourselves to go, well, what does that look like? And how does that feel? Because as soon as the mind points towards it, the flower starts to grow. You're seeding, you're sending a message. What is hidden in my heart that I dare not share with others? This will speak to the point scoring relationship where we manipulate one another to save face and win the point. It's the power play relationship that never really evolves into adult state. How do I express my vulnerability? Am I confident in my vulnerability? And what happens to me if I am judged by others? The 8th house might draw us into toxic entanglements. So say we were judged in that last question. Do we move to defending, self-justifying or explaining? Or do we make the ecliptic shift and declare ourselves out? Do we declare we no longer want to engage with others in this old paradigm, winning, losing way? Do we give ourselves permission to walk away, cut the ties without any self-judgment? When has it been difficult for me to use my voice to assert myself? And remember, it is only hurt people who hurt people. We all have a wound, if not present in this lifetime. It's in the DNA. It's in the DNA. We live on a warring planet, and that's okay. As Venus, the uprising of the feminine, the original seed, learns to communicate all the ways she wasn't loved, all the ways humans have obfuscated and distorted love, and how that feels for her to witness, she will begin to draw out the pain of love in others, which, expressed in an adult way, can make space for a new conversation, for beautiful growth and healing. But if the other cannot look at that part of themselves, they may blame Venus or accuse her wrongly of making them feel some kind of way. I'm interested to see how Venus bites back in the face of someone else's arrogance, resistance, jealousy, envy, and competition, all of which might be drawn out like pus at this time. Remember, the shadow expression of Scorpio is spiteful little bitch energy. Scorpio stings, and it's okay to be stung. It's like to ingest a little poison, and the poison is within us, and to ingest and digest a little bit of that to cause this inner uprising, this inner welling up of truth. And here's the blunt question. Where are you accepted, loved, respected for who you are, and where do you honor others in this way? Let's see if the cards want to talk. Okay, let's have a look at these. No way. Oh my God, I've just seen that card. Look, I cannot make this up. Venus is in the house. Okay, star being guides, answer the call, time to shine. Sounds easy, doesn't it? Time to shine. It's like if I just take the British media, and when a rising star begins to shine, they immediately dig up dirt. And that is embedded in our social culture. And how do we be with that? We can't eradicate that. That is nothing to do with this. Once we make the commitment to shine, then we have to find ways. Okay, it's got to be owned. The whole process has to be owned by self, rather than I'm going to become responsible for your feelings about me. Nah, what you think of me is none of my business, but I respect your right to an opinion. Venusian Galactic Council. I think what I might do is just keep this card actually on my desk. Oh, so it's cooking. Yeah, I'm going to do that. Ah, oh, Lordy, Stellar Gateway. Okay. So this is a chakra point above the crown chakra. Infinite potential. Infinite seed. It is the infinite seed, manifestation vortex. I might guide you in, I know some of you guys dance with the moon and do moon ceremony to birth a Venus ceremony. Yeah, 20th, 21st, 22nd, 23rd, 24th, like 4 or 5 days. And really focus, so don't stumble, navigate. So when you navigate, own what it is you want to manifest. And that might be confidence. That might be honesty, courage, rather than a new house, which is great, but we're changing the world here, and that 5 wants dynamic behavioral change. It has to start in the behavior. Yeah. I'm going to read this one inverted because I think there's a hidden message in here. And I think it's about the dark Anunnaki. Now, I've worked personally with the dark and the higher Anunnaki. I don't know if there's a group in the middle, but I've worked with the higher Anunnaki, totally different energy from the dark Anunnaki. And the message on this card is energetic shift, new information, end of a cycle. And I've been talking recently about the dark triad, and I can literally see it falling. It looks like a black pyramid, which is coming apart, like the bricks are falling. So this is the triad that has controlled a species: narcissism, Machiavellianism, which is I do, you follow, and psychopathy, I don't care. Oh, what a beautiful message. We had a serious message, serious message the other day, didn't we? Yeah. This is the yes card. Proceed, be seen, push through, turn your light up, really turn your light up. Because the challenge is going to be hiding, continually hiding the magic, and that's a choice. Okay. And that's a choice. Scorpio is going to bluntly say, Stop pretending. It's that blunt. Stop pretending. If you have another 3 generators that you've never even turned on, push forward. Turn your light up. Yeah. I'm going to bring this in inverted as well, because I think these two are connected. All right, I'm not going to speak into them. I don't want to give them energy, but I think they're connected. All right, what else? So that's the high level. Are there any other? Oh, okay, I'm going to take those. Things are changing at a cellular level. Okay, deep healing. Deep healing. Look at this pink and gold. This is just celestial. It's so beautiful. That might be just me. I'm a very visual person, and the energy of these two colors together is totally beautiful. It's like the resurrection of the higher heart. It's that innocence and purity of the child. And the gold is gold is incorruptible. So for me, that's the soul. The soul is incorruptible. We just kind of, we become detached. We become unplugged from our soul center. But the soul is incorruptible. Ah, here we go. Hello, Scorpio. It's time to own our triggers. We can't keep blaming others and name calling, bitchy Scorpio, and stinging. We've done that. Seriously, we've done that. It's over. The movement is ouch. I'm off. I don't need to do this with you. I'm off. Who or what is triggering you? Yeah, there's a lovely question about the true reflect 1111, the true reflection. Huh? My God. Boing. 1111 and the true reflection, and Sirius is going to turn your light up. Break the container. I like this energy. Which one's it? Okay, and finally from the Galactics, is there anything that you would like to say to this space? All right. Let's start pulling this down. And I'm going to go to the archetype cards because I'm curious about, right, archetype cards. Speak to me in the language of Scorpio about the 2022 Scorpio season with the, and I haven't even spoken about the oppositions. The oppositions to what's happening in Scorpio are profound. That's what's going to pull this pus out. But I'm not going there. I don't want to get buried in astrology. I just want to bring Venus to Avalon. Yeah, absolutely. What is my question? It's about seeding. Okay, what old archetypes can we reseed and take forward? What old archetypes are worthy of reseeding? What old archetypes are worthy of reseeding and taking forward? There's a lot. They all want to come out. Hence the word worthy. This is speaking to something, isn't it? Oh God, I know what this is speaking to. That, it's speaking to that. It's speaking to seeker energy and what we take forward, and it's going to ask the question. I'm going to circle back to relationships. Who do I take forward in this? Because if I'm training myself to turn my light up in the world, because I've been doing my inner child work, turn my light up and shine, that's going to speak to these relationships. It might be a relationship with food, it might be a relationship with nature, anything, but we're in Kazemi is happening in Libra, which is the house of relationship. And so the seeker, as the seeker bursts its light and reseeds itself at a cellular level, some relationships are going to get left behind. So the seeker has a thirst for wisdom. Wisdom is the application of what we've learned through our experience. So it's the distillation of experience, what I learned, and how I can share that with the world. Shadow, inability to commit to a path once found, so other people can pull us off our path, consciously and unconsciously. So I guess reseeding that would look like, how can I bring Two of Cups energy to that? How can I really get bonded to my inner seeker? The seeker only wants the truth. It's quite ninth house, actually, that seeker energy. Sagittarius only wants the truth. And Scorpio brings it in the bluntest terms. Okay. What other archetypes are worthy of reseeding? Yeah, brilliant. Mental energy. What I'm seeing is we've got to turn that mirror. So we're mirror energy. We've got to turn that mentor back to self. If we cannot mentor ourselves, we are in no way fit to mentor another. If we cannot parent ourselves, brother ourselves, sister ourselves, guardian ourselves, love ourselves, we are in no way fit to give advice to anybody. So becoming the mentor is if you're not doing it in here, that's going to get, it's like it's going to be exposed. Oh God, yeah. Wow. Wow. Oh my God. Right. What I'm seeing, I'm getting the word charlatan. I'm getting a vision of like a crystal ball reader with the scarf. That's actually, I'm just going to say it, that actually very toxic, but sells reading. So there might be a decent channel, but what they won't realize is they're imprinting onto what they're reading because they still have old paradigm belief programming. And I giggle because the next card is the dilettante. And the shadow aspect of the dilettante is a pretension to much deeper knowledge than they actually possess. Okay. It's about, wow. Oh, it's beautiful. It's about turning an outward projecting egoic light back into an inward facing spiritual light. And there is a surrender in that because we won't get the strokes, the validation, the witnessing. It's all going. Inner witness. Can you witness yourself? Can you validate yourself? This is everything we seek out there is the craving of the soul. That's amazing. That's amazing. Mentor dilettante. Oh, that's interesting. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. This is coming through as a co-parent to this. This is powerful. This is Pluto coming in here. This is okay. Thank you. It's like this is going to rebirth the masculine. So let me explain. So as the Great Mother drops the seed, the masculine comes in to create the solids. Right? It's the 3 into the 4. So if you think of 3 as active intelligence, divine blueprint. 4 is the container, the materialization of the seed. So this new father energy is responsible for which lines are drawn, for how that is manifested and used in the world. And is it used for personal gain? So this is the healing of the toxic masculine that has stolen abundance from the feminine. Yeah, I can feel her rage now. This is kind of Hecate. I want to give you this again because she's associated with rose energy. And read this book. It is such a brilliant book. It is about, hopefully it won't come to you as dusty as this one, but it's about the deletion of the feminine. Deletion of the feminine. He is being held accountable for his transgressions, and I'm going to choose to navigate that rather than stumble through it, and I'm actually going to transcend that thought with the last 2,000 years have been an experiment into masculine expression, and that's it, and we're done. And so here we have the mother and the father coming in. So maybe phase 3, because phase 1 was kind of that beautiful, divine, feminine, Lemurian energy, giving birth to a masculine who's run around the planet behaving like a sod, good child, come up with ways to control everybody. And we now have a coming together. This is the highest order of divine union. Yeah, wow, okay. Huh. 11:22. So shadow aspect of the father is dictatorial control, Machiavellianism, and abuse of authority, narcissism and psychopathy. It's over, it's done. The light attributes talent for creating and supporting life. So the masculine can only work in support of the feminine. Without the feminine, nothing exists. It's like taking away bees. Positive guiding light within a tribal unit. And we have the gathering of soul groups as we speak. Why? Because we've been doing the work and we change the vibration within, and the universe matches it, and we see ourselves in the mirror of others in new ways. Father, okay, seeker, mentor, dilettante. The light expression of dilettante is, for me, the opposition to credentialism. It's someone who knows a little about many different things. So delights in the arts without having to be a professional, alerts you to the danger of becoming superficial in your pursuits. Well, yeah, okay, I get that. Shadow pretension to be an expert. It's when you pretend to be an expert. Like, I've been doing this 15 years and I could pretend to be an expert, or I could just keep receding. Okay, keep receding, letting it all go, beginning again, letting it all go, beginning again. That is the evolution of life. And it's not always easy, because sometimes my ego gets in the way. I don't want to let go of that. I know myself in that. No, let go. Return to page. And Father, these are powerful blooming messages, folks. Is it that one? Guide, look at this. Guide, mentor, seeker. Learn a little about many things. Is this what parenting is going to look like? To be our inner guide, mentor, seeker, dilettante. To delight in creative expression, which is the arts. Human as a piece of working, moving art. Never, ever. Oh, gorgeous. Never fixed. Years ago, I saw this documentary about an artist, and he lived in a 2 up, 2 down in England, a terraced house. And his whole house was a living work of art. Every wall was painted and painted over and painted over with mural after mural. Okay. But the ego wants to come in there, and so don't destroy that. That's a piece of art. That's worth something. Mm-mm. Art is a breath. Don't try and keep hold of the breath. You breathe it, you nourish yourself with it, you let it go. That's it. Beautiful. Okay. I'm going to wrap this up because I got to go. Let's have a cheeky abundance card, please. And I just want to thank all the energies. Yeah. Wow. You really wanted to come out, didn't you? Limitless. Limitless. It's the endless cycle of breath. Oh my. The delusion of whether or not you're worth it. Take it. Perception is deception. Watch out for delusion around what you perceive as limitless. We're coming into ease. I tell you, the abundance that's coming is, well, it's here. It's coming in already. Limitless ease. Okay, I think that'll be the title of this video. Guys, thank you for bringing energy to this. Thank you for being here. What wonderful times, wonderful, wonderful times. So yeah, Scorpio season is going to be shadowy, and it will take us into where we haven't been before. Maybe some shadow work, some inner child work, because it wants us to grow. It wants us to rebirth. Okay, so big love, big love. Take care. I'll see you guys soon. Bye.